Welcome to Dr. Mario. Can Dr. Mario cure me? Oh.
Hello!
Oh, and Matt's here!
Ah!
Oh, jeez.
I was going to make a joke on entry, but I forgot what it was.
Very nice.
You want to make a joke? How about Tim's playthrough?
Whoa, whoa. Actually, we're making some pretty decent progress right now. I got the shield, and we're ready to go get the hero's ring.
I've ordered Dragon Quest V for the DS, so I'll have more knowledge on Dragon Quest soon.
Yay! More shit to talk about that doesn't actually pertain to this fucking game.
At least it's relevant to the series.
Well,
future?
I'm just saying that there's nothing really to talk about this game, but if we at least keep it tangentially on topic, I'm fine with it. And that's close enough for me.
You're a nice shade of purple.
Yeah, look at all them bricks. That's a lot of bricks. They're real square. They're real, or not square, rectangular. They can't even make bricks like that anymore.
It is funny how the map layout in this game is, if it's a house, it's just a space that has bricks around it. I mean, I guess that's kind of accurate, but without a roof, it's a bit weird.
Okay, I just had to find out where the hell we're going. Because I don't actually know where we're supposed to go.
I decided to pause the movie that I'm taking notes on. It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
And what movie would that be, or can't you tell us?
It's The Mummy.
Ah. How long are we going to be going today? For another hour and a half, probably. Killian just asked how long we're going to be doing this.
He also just said goodbye.
One of our viewers is leaving us. Has already left.
Has already left.
Yeah.
Still,
And then
2
there was
legitimate
one.
viewers in one show. Wow.
What's that?
2 legitimate viewers in one show, both of whom are in the chat.
Yeah. Though our personal record, I think, was...
Neither of them trying to sell penis-enhancing drugs.
Which I'll take all you
Not yet,
have!
Yet.
Okay,
So, how we doing?
we just made a little bit of progress. We bought our shield. So now we are preparing to go to a cave.
Did you try Zed?
We're not playing Wheel of Fortune right now. And I'm glad
Irrelevant.
I'm glad to say I'm on a console that has no Z key.
You're not looking hard enough.
I was going to say which console does, but then I thought of a lot.
Oops.
At least 4.
What?
Pads that have a Z button.
There are
Several.
2.
The button Mega Drive pad, the Saturn pad,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the Nintendo 64 and GameCube pads,
Yes.
the Wii Classic controllers at least, and I'm guessing
The nunchuck has-
Wii U as well.
The nunchuck of the Wii has
Oh, yeah,
the
the
Z
nunchuck
button.
too.
Yeah.
As a ZC or something.
Yeah. Okay, we found the cave we need to go in. Check this shit out. Just learned that spell. Oh yeah.
Yay! You've got a whole 7x7 area to look at.
Yeah. And this is where the... I'm pretty sure... No, I guess the enemies don't get much tougher in here. They just get annoying. Like, I don't know what that thing
Are those
is.
slugs or, like, disembodied beaks?
I don't know, but it says Druin, whatever that is. Okay, so we're supposed to ignore the staircase, head right. So we're just supposed to keep going right until we hit an intersection. And then go right at the intersection, and then go down. Oh look, there's a treasure chest. Sweet. An herb. Okay, whatever.
Does that give you health?
Yes, it's a health restorative, yeah.
Huzzah!
Oh shit, I just
Does
lost
that mean
rope.
Resident Evil takes place in the Dragon Quest universe?
I don't know, can you mix herbs in Dragon Quest?
In later games?
Oh.
You can throw anything together in later games.
Ah, so it has like duct tape crafting? Basically mix anything with anything?
Kinda.
That's the one thing I liked about Two Worlds, even though I've never played it. I just watch people play it. It's got, like, you can just basically craft anything together, and it just adds their attributes together.
I like games where you can craft anything together, but it's not guaranteed that what you come out with will be useful.
Yeah, it gives you the freedom to experiment, and maybe come up with something the designers didn't think of.
Okay, going down the stairs.
Like Little Big Planet. Isn't that one of the strengths of Banjo-Kazooie 3 or whatever it was called, Nuts and Bolts? But even though it's not what everyone wanted, it still had a pretty good car creating mechanic.
I do not know. I've never actually played it.
The best vehicle making mechanic that I've, in my opinion at least, is the gummy ship creator in Kingdom Hearts 1. I thought they should have just kept it for the sequels, but had to update it.
I've only played the first one and I got stuck somewhere, but I've rebought it now for the PlayStation 3, so I'm going to give it another go soon.
Wait, what are you giving another go?
Apparently, Kingdom Hearts 1, it's got a new, like, 1.5 update thing that was never released outside of Japan because the rest of the world sucks.
Uh-oh, something's wrong. I went the wrong way somewhere.
It always annoys me, that situation where there are games that I think everyone would genuinely want. Like, there's a Final Fantasy game for the PSP called Type 0 that looks like it's everything that classic, PlayStation 1 era, the best of PlayStation 1 era Final Fantasy in one game. And it's like, let's not release that outside of Japan, because they might want 13 instead, and it's
Yeah.
many, many sequels.
13 pisses me off, and the fact that they actually went with making Lightning Returns. Oh man, come on.
The problem isn't, I don't think, that people would necessarily want to play the game, it's that the people who make the decision aren't video game players, they're marketing people who are looking at surveys. And while, yeah, there's probably a sizable core group of fans who would absolutely throw money at their screen until this game appeared,
Yeah.
the marketing surveys don't say that they exist.
Yeah.
The problem with any kind of marketing thing is, yes, you can figure out a lot of stuff based on past evidence, but at the same time, there will always be something you don't know, and unless you're willing to take that chance and see if there's a market for something obscure, you'll never know, and there might be a huge market for that obscure thing.
See, that's actually a thing that affects a lot of great games. Like The Sims, for example. The Sims was almost never a thing, because they kept saying, oh no, this is going to fail. This is going to fail abysmally. It is fucking huge now.
Yeah, a similar thing kind of happened with Pokemon. It just didn't come out from Japan for like 5 years after it was released.
Yeah.
Well, the board of executives at Nintendo really didn't think it would be a success even in Japan, but it was essentially just Shigeru Miyamoto said, let the guy make it, and they trusted him.
Okay, so check this out. We just made some progress. We got the fighter's ring. And now, because of that, we got a +2 boost to our attack and defense, I believe. I think it boosts both of those.
Yay.
Is it a knuckle duster?
No, it's just a regular ring. You're still using your weapon, but... Oh, and guess what else?
Yeah, I mean
Guess what else? We have to make 3,000 gold now.
Huzzah.
So that's
I just realised which number was your gold.
the one that was down at like 300.
The one that requires 10 times the amount to reach 3,000.
Yes. How wonderful is that?
So I kind of really want to start a new Skyrim game right now, or at least when I get done with Pokemon X, because I was talking to some people last night about making bare-handed fighter builds, and apparently if you're going in bare-handed, your finishing cinematic is basically WWE moves.
Nice.
So I kind of want to try to make Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah!
But you're fighting Macho Man Randy blah 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 blah. You're fighting the Macho Man and all the dragons that turn up. I've seen the
but
playthroughs.
those dragons can't give a German suplex.
No, but
True.
they can light your ass on fire.
I did basically create Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star in Fallout 3.
I used unarmed characters in Fallout 2 for starting. It was always really effective, especially when you had to get.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like when I was playing Fallout 3. By the time I got through halfway through the game, I've got so much ammo.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with it anymore. So just to show off the game to a friend to see if he wanted it, I went to the Jefferson Memorial and got into a fight with two orcs.
Right.
Not orcs, super mutants, sorry.
Well, same
And just,
same principle, you know.
Let's be honest,
basically.
they're orcs.
And used the VAT system, click to attack one, click to attack the other. In the cutscene, walked up to one, punched him in the face, his face disappeared. Walked up to the other one, punched him, his face disappeared. Turned to my mate and just asked, "So, you gonna get the game then?"
He was probably like ordering it on his phone as you said that.
This is before phones became anything resembling good.
Okay.
And I still think they're a way off as well, so...
I don't know. I have an iPhone and I'm pretty happy with it. And apparently, because I've been with Verizon for a year and haven't fucked up, they gave me like a free gig of data and they're allowing me to upgrade my phone. But I don't know if I'll be able to, because it says in the email, it's like, oh, what the fuck is that? Well, it doesn't say that in the email, but what the fuck is that? A drawl?
Oh, wow.
That looks inappropriate.
Huh.
But it is now dead, so it is no longer a worry.
Hi, guys.
But essentially,
What are you
It's like
up
some
to?
sort of monster dog that's obscured by darkness.
I don't know. But like, anyway, back to what I was saying before that fucking happened. Essentially, they said it had to be in good working condition. I don't know if we've talked about my iPhone on the show, but my iPhone is held together with electric tape. Because I am not a graceful person. I'm very clumsy. I drop everything. Oh god, there's another one. I can't take anything seriously looking at this. I mean, it looks like... I actually don't even want to say what it looks like, because... Ugh, Jesus. Anyway,
You should see some of the enemy designs from Shin Megami Tensei.
okay.
Speaking of, I've got pretty much the entire Persona series now, so I need to start playing through it. I also have Parasite Eve now.
Cool.
The first one. Never released in the UK.
Ah. Where the fuck was I with my story? I don't even remember.
Your phone is basically held together by sellotape.
Oh, right.
And
I'm very... I'm very clumsy. So, like, the front of the phone's fine. There are no cracks in the screen or anything. But, like, the back is all cracked to hell. And, like, the little things that hold the back plate in place are, like, busted off the bottom. So it has to be held together with electric tape or the back plate will come off. I don't know if that works as good condition, but the phone does work. So hopefully I can just be like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little, little tape, Give me an iPhone 5.
You could probably get the back replaced.
Yeah. Hopefully I wouldn't have to...
might just cost a $5 or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't cost very much. It wouldn't be an official back, though. That's the problem. So it'd cost a lot more if it was actually from Apple. The back itself would cost like $100 or some shit. Hopefully.
It's kind of weird that you'd fight a scorpion with a sword.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look pretty big there, but it also looks pretty small there as well, so I don't know.
But yeah, hopefully, in following episodes, I'll have an iPhone 5. There won't be any difference in anything, but I'll just have an iPhone 5.
And that'll make
You'll
all
just
the
have
difference.
I'll probably just make me even douchier. I have an iPhone 5S.
Excuse me, are you still using an iPhone 4? I don't speak with peasants.
I'm also not Mom. What do you call everybody else? Oh, that's unfortunate. What? Everyone else are peasants. Fucking Doctor Who.
See, I didn't even have a smartphone until my last flip phone broke, and which was about, I think it was like late last summer. So I'm very recent into even the owning a smartphone or a phone that has internet access era.
Yeah.
Same. My phone, I got a Samsung something or other that I got last April, May, when I moved into my other place that I've moved away from. But it's, I don't know, it crashes when I try listening to music. It doesn't use YouTube very well. It's like, it's amazing how it can do all these things when it does them. A lot of things I have elsewhere do them much better.
See, that sounds like me. I used to, like, are you guys familiar with the Straight Talk plan? Like Walmart Mobile, basically? Where, like, you get cards to cover your service for a month, and then you have to get another card.
Oh,
I used to use prepaid cards, yeah.
I used to
we
have...
had pay as you go, which is where you just sort of like buy a receipt and then you just put that in.
Yeah. Well, what I used to do Straight Talk, and for the longest time I went with the older phones, but then I decided to get a smartphone, which, as it turns out, my town is small, nobody gives a shit about it, so I had to, like, go 30 miles away to activate the fucking thing. So I went 3 days without a phone because there wasn't smartphone reception here, but there was regular cell phone reception, so my older cell phones worked just fine. And then I got it activated, and I was using an Android at the time, a Samsung, and it was fucking horrible. I couldn't stand it. So then I found out that you can get, like, iPhones from AT&T or Sprint on Straight Talk. You just had to get, like, a SIM card for it. So I did that because I had an iPod that I just loved. Because, like, I got the iPod recently whenever that was happening. Because I always made fun of my buddy for having an iPhone 4. Just to make fun of him, not for any real reason. And I've had iPhones ever since, so...
I've always wanted an iPad or something just to play things like Infinity Blade, I think it's called, and just some other iOS exclusive stuff.
Right.
But I've never really wanted the phone as such. I kind of want to keep like my gaming devices and music separate to that if I can.
Yeah.
But at least music is more convenient to have on my phone.
Yeah. Well, while I have an iPhone, I actually have an Android tablet, which is a lot cheaper, and it does everything I need it to do. Plus, it plays the Humble Bundle games whenever they have their mobile packages, like their Android bundles. So I have a whole mess of them that I bought just to fund the thing. So it's working out pretty well for me.
Maybe I will. Maybe when I can, if I can upgrade my phone, like in a half a year or so, maybe I can request upgrading to an iPhone or something, and just getting like a Samsung iPad tablet.
Right.
But to be honest, I really just can't be asked with faffing around with phones too much.
Yeah.
It's weird because I'm usually quite good with technology. I have a pretty kick-ass PC. I try to keep my old technology around. I've been pretty good at making sure my video cassette players worked up until we got rid of them.
Right.
But when it came to phones, it was just like this big blind spot for me. Like I just had no interest in them.
Phones are very different than, anything else. Because with phones, it's just basically like, it's a lot less customizable. Like, you're not expected to make this phone your own, really,
Well,
I mean,
maybe it's because like my dad was like not one of the first people, but he had one of the really old mobile phones way back in the day, the big like you could build a house out of them
right.
kind of phones. So I've kind of seen mobile phones around forever, and just seeing them get like people obsess over them back in school. Like every week they'd have the latest Nokia N2360 or whatever the fuck they were called.
Right.
Which finally has, what do they call it? WAP?
What?
Like the really shitty early black and white internet stuff they could do.
Oh, I don't fucking know. That's.
I don't know. I just saw people obsessing over phones and having no interest in them, and wondering why they wouldn't be as interested in my Game Boy Color.
Yeah. That's just one of those things that just happens. I was the same way. I was just like, my phone is used to make phone calls and text messages. But now it's like, well, if I need to know something and I'm not at home, I just look at my phone and go on Wikipedia, and there's the answers right there, And like,
I'm still not quite that up to speed with it. Like, I don't use my phone online unless I'm at an actual Wi-Fi point,
right.
which I'm rarely at anyway.
Well, I find that my phone is like my schedule, my budgets on my Google Drive that I access from my phone and stuff, which I don't actually follow because I spend money like it's Brewster's Millions right now because I have it.
Yeah, I've been a bit. I don't know, I've been spending money, but I've also been keeping it at a good level, so it's like I'm not spending too much. I'm spending enough that I'm not actually making as much as I want,
Yeah.
but I'm not spending so much that it's causing problems. Like I've got a good cushion to fall back on.
Right. I just did a thing that you're probably going to see here in a moment, but it's like the fighter's ring stays in your item inventory even though you're wearing it. And I just clicked it again because I wasn't sure if I was still wearing it or what the hell was going on. And instead of taking it off, he just adjusts the ring. It's so dumb. But it looks like the treasure chest respawns, so we can just keep coming back and getting the same gold.
Nice. I used to always have prepaid phones because from the ages of like 16 to 20, I would be awful about losing a phone pretty regularly every 6 months.
Yeah.
Either by breaking them or leaving them when I go out of town, or at one point dropping one into a river.
Little rice. Just throw it in rice.
Well, I wasn't able to get it out of said river.
I figured as much. I was just going with it.
You weren't trying hard enough.
Well, I didn't even notice it was gone because I had taken it out. I had taken it out running, and things when you put things in like gym shorts because they're so smooth on the inside, things kind of have a tendency to fall out.
Yeah.
And I was running by a river at the time, so I didn't notice it was gone until a while later.
Right. Yeah, I there for the longest time, I was pretty much all prepaid because when I was back when I was married, when basically all of my mistakes were made, um, we first had like Verizon phones and they were shit, and then we switched to I think Sprint like mid contract, so I owed a debt to Verizon for disconnecting early from them, and then I can't remember what happened with Sprint thing, but I probably stopped paying for that or something stupid, and we ended up with an early termination on that too. So I actually already owed two cell phone companies for cell phones I didn't even want before I was even really into cell phones. But so like after she left and everything ended, fuck, I put to sleep. So now I'm just gonna take damage until I wake up again. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, so I was pretty much strictly prepaid for like, I don't know, 5 years until I finally decided to go on Verizon last year.
Mm. I mean, I got my first phone when I was 16, and I kept that up to 2008. No, I think it was 2007 or 2006. So it lasted a good 4 or 5 years. But it was just this silver purely for phone calls thing that my mum got me because I like to walk off when on holiday and just go wherever I wanted.
Yeah.
So she wanted to make sure I was safe.
Right.
Which I'm not sure of just being able to. I think the trick with a phone is if I'm not safe, I probably wouldn't be able to make the call.
You defend yourself with the phone. You turn it into a taser.
Yeah. It's
They
like if I'm not answering, it's probably because I'm not hearing my phone, not because I've disappeared or something.
Yeah. Though there actually is a way to
Which
make
has
a
been
taser.
pretty much the case.
There actually is a way to make a taser out of a disposable camera.
Yeah, and they have tasers that are disguised to look like cell phones.
Hopefully it isn't too well disguised, so it doesn't look just like your own phone.
Oh shit. Oh shit, I just did a thing.
When I was
I have
when I was
two
living in Britain, I got a T-Mobile prepaid, and that was actually really good for international, just because the cards gave you a whole lot of free text per card.
You lived in Britain for a while.
For about 4 months.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Whereabouts?
I was in Perth, Scotland.
Ah. Did he have an umbrella?
I did not. I didn't even bring a coat because I couldn't get one in my luggage. But it never seems to get too cold over there anyway.
No, these days it's sort of... It did snow once, but it stopped, and it hasn't snowed since.
It's actually
But it has
snowing
been raining consistently.
It's snowing right now here.
Yeah, we're supposed to get that tomorrow over in Chicagoland.
Yeah.
Thing is, even if it does snow, they're not going to leave us like a day off or anything.
No.
It's just like, oh no, we can't make it into work. It's like, too bad, it's your decision.
They did call off classes when I was at University of Highlands and Islands because there was extreme wind. Which made me mad because I had walked the 2.5 miles to the campus only to be told my classes were canceled. It's like, damn it,
See,
enrich my education.
My school's my school's never closed whenever it was snowing. The few times it did close was because a water mains blew up or something.
Yeah, I found out later that there was hail and 95-mile-an-hour winds that I had walked through, so maybe it was justified.
Okay, so I did a thing, and I accidentally got an extra fighter's ring. So we're gonna see if that'll, if that's worth a sufficient amount of cash.
Because we get so much more snow here, and schools don't. They have a very limited number of days that they can have for makeup days. We can get, and it's probably the same where you are, Tim. When I was in school, we could get extreme amounts of it and still have school unless the buses could not physically get to picking up kids.
Yeah, and usually the case was we would end up getting to school, but then they'd be like, this was a big mistake, and then, like, try to get us home after lunch, and there'd be people escorting you off the bus, and, like, the bus going incredibly slowly.
And you'd usually have some dipshit who drove themselves to school who would try to, like, spin out of the parking lot and cause an accident.
Yeah.
Because high school kids.
Yep.
So do kids in what age do you start driving, or can you start driving in America? Is it 16?
16.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, we leave school at 16 and then we go off to college or whatever. But you can't drive until you're 17 over here. So we never have that problem of school kids also being in possession of cars. Well,
Oh, geez.
we do. It's just they don't legally have possession of those cars.
Now that I'm not, 16 myself, I can say that's probably a better idea than what we do.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying
Because
attention.
16-year-olds can be dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So you know how we got to make 3,000 gold? And I just got an extra fighter's ring and attempted to sell it off to see how much we could get for it, since it's a powerful item that adds 2 to 2 of our attributes.
Yeah.
It sells. Wait, is that for 15 gold?
Yeah, it sold for 15 gold. Wonderful.
Ooh.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to it.
Breaking the bank.
Oh my god.